When you read the script for this first time, what was your initial thought, and did you imagine you'd be here with all this kind of talk and everything else?
It's kind of amazing. Like, the feeling that I had upon reading the script, the energy, the tears, I was kind of shook to my core, and in some way, if you could plant those emotions as a seed in the ground and water them, this is all that having come to fruition. It's pretty amazing, and to see that the project has touched so many people, so many different walks of life, and we are yet to release it is it's really humbling.
What's it like working with Barry Jenkins, because he's such a unique director and he's made such a unique film? What was it like for you working with him as an actor?
It really was an education, because I hadn't worked with a director who was such a master of exploring silence and allowing the characters just to be in space and valuing that in the same way that people value language, and challenging you to be just as alive and be just as communicative through silence as you were with actually using language. So that he's just so intelligent and so connected to his heart, but directs in an unemotional way as well. So the combination of qualities that he has as a director weren't something that I had any kind of experience with up to that point, and I would work with him again at the drop of a hat.
What was it about your character that spoke to you in terms of what he is? Because he's kind of like a bit of a father figure to Sharon a little at the beginning.
I just never seen him before, but I've seen him in my life. I've seen him where I grew up. People like him, people who had those qualities, who just happened to be hustlers or drug dealers or what have you, but they were still good fathers or present in their children's life, or solid guys who would look out for you, but then they kind of disappeared because they just got put in jail. So to see it in a script, though, and to see some version of Hollywood get that right, at least in my eyes, was a bit surprising. So it really attracted me to that, because here it was me having an opportunity to step into the shoes of someone who I'm yet to see on film.
I wanted to ask you, I'm such a big fan of yours and of the show House of Cards. Miss Remy, miss him. How was that experience for you? Because it's such an amazing show and it's one of my favourite shows. That must have been great as well.
Well, we stole it from you. So
yeah, you did.
It was good. Yeah. It was a great experience, and in large part responsible for why I'm even here today, because it kind of gave me a platform to introduce myself to people who hadn't seen me up to that point, and I just enjoyed the experience. It was a wonderful ride. It's a tight ship, you know. Everyone comes ready to work, and the scripts are strong, and there's terrific actors on there, so you just couldn't really ask to be involved in something better than that in terms of series work.
You're a busy man, obviously. Luke Cage now as well you're in. It's had an amazing response on Netflix. How was that compared to all these other roles that you've played?
That was great in that I had yet to be that present on a show, and I've never really truly been written for. What they really wrote for me. So our early episodes were on the page and I was doing things, but then they started crafting stuff for me moving forward with the show, and I think in some ways wrote for my strengths, and I was just something I just really enjoyed doing. It between action and cut, I really enjoyed it, but it was one of those roles, and every now and then you get those, but it was one of those roles that was a little bit hard to shake off at night, because I think the experience of shooting those scenes 15, 16 hours a day, and at such a heightened level, some of the things he does is really extreme, and so it was a little bit hard to shake off at night. So I was a little irritated for about 6 months. My wife didn't like me too much.
Well, I mean, again, congratulations on the movie. An absolute pleasure to talk to you. Thank you for your time. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're watching Hey You Guys!
Hey You Guys, huh?
Hey You Guys.
Is that from the Goonies?
It is indeed, yes.
Nice.
Hey!